So whoever lives in this one is gonna live in a little tiny prison cell from the looks of it, unfortunately. Hello again, friends and Dino Nuggets, and welcome back to my Terraria playthrough. In today's episode, we're gonna go around and kind of finish up our last things that we need to do before we can enter into hard mode. So on the agenda today is to sort out our NPCs, place them all around the world because we do want to be able to teleport around with pylons and all that good stuff. So we're going to first and foremost do that. Off camera, just before recording this, I did get quite a few things that I wanted to show you guys. First, I finally found a cloud in a bottle, which allowed me to put everything together to make a hasty blue horseshoe balloon. So I can finally have these all on at the same time. I found a lot of stuff. I found a nymph, which gave me a metal detector, which allowed me to create the precise goblin tech. So we're making our way towards the cell phone. I just need a compass. I have not had any luck. I tried farming mobs for the compass. Haven't gotten lucky enough yet, but I will get there eventually. That'll probably just come to us with time. But that being said, we're going to attempt to space out these NPCs in a good way. I'll probably just do simple houses now, and then later on down the line, I'll make sure that we get nice houses, biome specific, and kind of build it up nice and good for our NPCs. So first and foremost, I believe we do need to get one more NPC. I don't think we got him. Let me check down here. Do we have the golfer? I don't think we do. In fact, I don't even think we have the arms dealer. If you look, I don't see him. I know the goblin tinker is up here. So there's some NPCs we haven't gotten yet. We haven't really focused on getting them. So I'm not surprised that we don't have them, but at the same time, you would think that it would happen eventually. The nurse is way over by the dungeon, as well as the mechanic is too. So with that being said, I'm going to get a bunch of supplies ready, and then we're gonna go space out all of our NPCs, and I'll see you guys when we're ready to do that. Alright guys, so the first set of houses we're gonna do in the forest, we're gonna put it right next to spawn. It's gonna end up being right next to our base as well. This is gonna come in handy when we need to change our spawn point. We'll still have a way to get back to our base. This will be the forest pylon, and we're gonna put a few. Oh, I see that there is a gold bird around here somewhere. I do not know where, but I don't have my bug net on me. I don't know where it is actually, to be completely honest. The gold bird's there. I'm not gonna worry about it right now, unfortunately. I also need to grab a hammer, which I don't have with me. For some reason, I don't have one. Let's use the rockfish. I think the rockfish is kind of cool. So let's go ahead and knock down. Oh, it goes through really quickly too. I'm actually impressed. Maybe it's just because of it being the dirt. Okay, so we have stone. We're gonna kind of this is gonna be the middle of the little town center, I guess, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna put one house here. I don't know if you guys remember from the last series, we kind of made these two-story houses that ended up working out really well for us. At least in the beginning, before we wanted to do anything too fancy. But we did something like this, with an opening, obviously, for our NPCs to get in and out of the house. And we like being able to walk in from either direction without having any obstructions. So I'll do that. We're gonna fill this in. So in the process of building these houses today, we're gonna end up with a lot of NPCs, or the rest of the NPCs, I should say, moving in. Hopefully. I should say hopefully. So we've got now, I think I have enough doors here. What we're actually going to do, we have enough flight. We are actually going to close this. I don't want to, I actually made as many doors as I have NPCs, and I don't want to lose that number. So I'm going to keep that there. Let's go ahead and fill in these gaps here. Give them some light. We're going to put table there. We're going to put a chair here. We're going to put a table here. And a chair there. With, of course, some light to light up the house. We should probably give this guy a floor. Completely forgot about the floor part. Okay, so we have these houses, which are going to be the guide up here and the merchant down below. So where is the merchant at? Here he is. So that's our first set of houses. And over on this side, we're gonna level out the ground once more. I'm not gonna be able to avoid killing this bunny. Sometimes it's easier to just, oh. I regret everything I said. I was gonna say, sometimes it's easier to put a, just break a block versus having to sit here and mine it. But here we go. Got an apple. Let's go ahead and break these trees down. It feels good having some movement speed. Having a decent amount of movement speed, I should say. So I would like that house to be here. So I think we need like 25 blocks is ideal between these for ideal happiness, which we would like. Do I have, oh, plenty of space. Let's turn that back off. We are perfectly fine with space there. We've got a house here. We got another house here. I think this one's a little smaller than the last one. Perfectly fine. Honestly, I can't be bothered to make these perfect. I feel so bad making the little confined bases that I've seen some other people build when they're doing temporary housing. I do like to give them at least somewhat of a livable home to begin with. So let's go ahead. Let's continue making this. Now I believe this set of houses are gonna end up being for the zoologist and the golfer, who unfortunately doesn't live here, but I think we could find him in the underground desert, which we will have to do soon. So now we have this little area. I would love for them to move. They will eventually. We'll put a forest pylon right here for us to use so that we can get easily back to the base. And from there, we're gonna go to our next area. And for our next area, we've got the snow biome. I'm going to do much like I did in the very first, the first set of houses that I did in the last playthrough. Kind of like digging into the snow here and kind of making a area that somewhat looks like they've created their own house inside of a snowy mountain. I think that's the best way to do this one. And so we're gonna dig this out while obviously fighting off all of these fighting off all these slimes. And I'll speed this up for you guys. And so we've got a nice little hole dug out here for our, it will end up being our mechanic and goblin tinkerer to live in. I want to keep them even. I don't see a point in offsetting these. This would be kind of a perfect area here. Let's dig out the snow. We'll flatten this out, I guess. We'll give it one door, which might be a good reason to put a door on this side so that we can get into their house easier, but I think we'll be okay. What I want here is platforms that go across this area. That should make this livable now. They have a way to get into it. We're gonna put their house here, and then another chair here, and obviously you gotta put a torch down. So this will be the mechanic living up on the top. Oh, missing a wall. Oh, duh. So I've got to put the wall in over here. Can't use the generated wall from this, the naturally generated wall. You have to go through and put your own player placed wall. So let's make sure we do that. That should eliminate the problems there. So we have the mechanic move upstairs, the goblin tinker move downstairs. Perfect. And then these guys are actually going to have a pet move in with them. I'll have to buy a pet license from the zoologist, but that's gonna make enemies spawn around them less. And now we have our little mountainous snow cave. Our pylon will go right here in front of their house. This is just gonna get us to certain biomes much faster than if we had to do this walking every time. So let's go on to the next area. And the next little area that we're gonna do is going to be the wonderful ocean biome. It's really dark over here. It just happened to be nighttime when it was time to do this one. So what we're gonna do, level out this area. I think making it like this will be fine. I don't feel as though I have to make it too perfect because I'm going to be going back and changing it anyways. So I'm not looking for perfection, I'm just looking for good enough for now. And then we'll really get into building it nice and cool when we get around to that in the future. So let's flatten this out and then let's create our house here. Usually I do these out of wood just to kind of keep with the, I'll use the palm wood to make the houses here, and maybe I'll do that in the future, but right now I think we're good to just do it just like this. I think this size house is fine, to be honest. I don't want them to be too extravagant just because, like I said, I'm going to be tearing these down relatively quickly anyways. So there's no purpose in me making these, putting so much effort into these things just for them to end up being torn down or repurposed. And I don't think I'm capable of making any nice houses right now. I don't quite have the materials for it. Right now we're trying hard enough to just get rid of all these bad guys. Just keep spawning everywhere. My goodness. So we got our doors. We're gonna have to obviously put the walls. I won't forget this time. It's easier to remember the walls when it's not when the walls aren't naturally put there. Okay, so wall there. And almost wall there. Let's put these down. Let's get tables. Let's get chairs. We'll put one there. Let's get these guys taken care of before somebody moves into these houses. Let's see. In these houses, we want the angler. Or actually, we're going to be doing the party girl in one of these. And we want the hairdresser in the other. Has the hairdresser moved in yet? I'm honestly not sure. I don't see her here. I think I need to find her. I believe she's found in one of the spider caves. So we'll have to find her as well. And then over here on this little hill, we'll put the angler. He's gonna get his own little shack. It's not really a shack when it's made out of stone brick. We're gonna put him here. Let's get rid of this guy. Cannot stand the amount of spawns we're getting over here. It seems like the spawns are a bit increased versus the snow, even the snow biome where I was, because I know the forest. I think it was daytime. Oh, maybe it was daytime when I did that as well. Now that I think about it, I think it was still daytime when we were in the snow. So we want a table. We want plenty of light here. So many fallen stars. We'll take those, I guess. And here we're going to put the angler. Should be around here somewhere. There he is. The angler. Now, how far apart are these? Because they seem a little close. Nope, we're good. We're good. So don't break my door. Need those. Okay, so we got these houses built, which means we can move on to our next place. So actually, we got some of the movement here. We got them to move, and look at this. We got our first pylon down, which is exciting. I don't know if we'll be able to get a pylon over at the ocean yet, but I think that's exciting. We know that this is working. So hopefully we can get another pylon down. Oh, and now we're in the jungle. And we're going to do the exact same thing here. This one's kind of annoying because of the spawn rates. But I'm going to do the exact same thing here. We want... You've probably noticed the houses are getting a little smaller. Less, I guess I'm getting less strict about how nice these houses are gonna be. Uh-oh. That's kind of the main reason why right there. It's really frustrating trying to get these things built while there's enemies who just kind of plop in your lap and you've got to handle them and then go away. It's quite annoying. That's kind of one of the nice things about doing this, is that you'll have a safe spot like in the jungle now, for example, where we don't have to worry about enemies spawning as frequently, which is why you'll see that I'm putting 3 NPCs or 2 NPCs and a pet. I'm putting that into every single area with the pylon, because we really want... I'm trying to find... I'm really desperately trying to find a compass, by the way. I have yet to find one. And I thought piranhas give it to you, but they might not, because I've gotten quite a bit of them at this point and still no luck. We don't want that on the outside. I don't know why it keeps putting it out there. So you can tell we didn't make this house as tall as the other one. Hopefully it's not invalid. So here we're gonna put the dryad. I believe the dryad here, and the witch doctor up top. Easy to find the witch doctor in the list of NPCs. This would be significantly more difficult without this sword, so I am very glad that I have it. We can't attack that guy through the wall, just the man-eater. I'm glad they gave that little bit of leeway. He can go through the wall so we can attack him through the wall. It's really nice. Bruno the Painter is going to go right there. Okay, perfect. Let's kind of clear up this area. I don't know when our NPC will move in. Should be relatively soon. And then we are going to move on to our next little village. And now we're in the desert. The next stop on our quest to make all of our pylon villages. Whatever you want to call them. I guess I've always thought of them as villages, but they're not really. They're just like a group of 4 people who live in an isolated area from everybody else. So we're gonna build it in the desert. Hopefully this gives us access to the aptly named desert pylon. So let's go ahead and make one house here. The waves, a little bit disorienting. Let's eat the mango, I guess. Clear up the inventory space. I've learned from building that 25 spaces is actually a lot, it's quite a bit closer than it looks. Like, these are probably fine. When I build these, they're gonna be all right. But to me, they seem so close together. I'm not a very good judge of 25 blocks. So whoever lives in this one is gonna live in a little tiny prison cell from the looks of it, unfortunately. Not my intentions, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. I put the chair there and the chair there. These houses are going to belong to the nurse. The nurse can have the bigger one. Oh, the room's too small. That's all right though, because what we can do is we can expand it this way. Let's actually make it this big. And then we'll do the same over here, because if that one's too small, then this one's gonna be too small as well. Let's get through here. Now let's finish up this wall. And this one. Fingers crossed. It's good enough now. Arms dealer is gonna go up here whenever he moves in. I think I need to put a gun in my inventory, and he'll eventually move in. I haven't even done that yet. And over here, we'll put him right here. I'll end up putting him right up against this gap here. This house is going to belong to the dye trader. Usually put the door on first, but here we are. The smart placement is pretty good, but you have to have closed walls, so when you don't, it gets kind of annoying. Let's put the torches up. I don't actually have, oh yeah, I do, the rockfish. For some reason, it's not auto-clicking onto that, but we fixed it. And a door here, and this, oops, sorry, Mr. Scorpion just got wrecked. Dye trader is going to live here. And I believe that this means that there's only one more set of houses that we have to do, and that's going to be back at home. So let's go ahead and head back that way. Because the next set of houses are just at the cave level. And I already think I know where I want to put this. So I'm gonna hop forward and then I will be right back. So down deep in the caves, I had this little abandoned cabin that's a little beat up. But it's actually a really good distance, as you can see on the map over here. It's a good distance from my Queen Bee arena. And I also want to build an arena on its own over here as well. So those two things make this area a really nice one. So all I have to do is touch up this place, give it a better background, and this should be livable for my NPCs. And so what we're gonna do first is swap out all of the wood for stone. And I'll speed up this process for you guys because I know this could be a little bit tedious. So I didn't even have to replace the planked walls, which is really nice. But the demolitionist and the tavern keeper are gonna live here in these two. And they apparently want to be spaced out from the clothier. I'm just gonna move him in down here for now. We're gonna have to move him. At this point, I don't know if they actually allow for you to buy or for you to get the pylons if they're not 100% happy with their housing. And so I'm going to need to make a change here eventually and put the clothier probably on this side somewhere, which I guess I could just build a quick one over here. It wouldn't be that much of an issue. I could just build it here for now. I didn't have to use much materials. I'll have to go get my table and chair from over there. But I think this is actually going to be fine. We'll put him over here. This eliminates us having to do something like this before. Let's go ahead and trash the silt blocks and stone, I guess. I could have just swapped them out and gone and picked them up later, but that's alright. So we want the clothier to come move over here, please. Please and thank you, sir. Perfect. And so I don't know if they're gonna like this. What I can do is actually break off this house here. And I think it just needs to be their doors are spaced off. I don't think this will matter now that I've closed this off. But we'll see. When the time comes, we'll see. So there we have it. Those are all our little villages. Everything's all settled. Let's go ahead and go back home. What we're gonna do over here is check out the forest area and see if we could buy a pylon now from the merchant. Oh yes, here we go. So now we have access to the forest pylon. And it's functional. Let's go ahead and move over. We're gonna run over to the jungle biome. And we should be able to get the jungle pylon from over here. Now I did realize, and I remember being told before, that there's a solid chance that our jungle biome is going to get corrupted really badly because of how close it is to our spawn. Here's a jungle pylon, by the way. We're gonna put that right here for now. I don't know if they will actually be able to get one yet, but we're gonna make a long trek to the ocean over here. But yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be able to I don't remember what I was talking about now. My train of thought leaves me so quickly. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember what I was talking about beforehand, but my mind is a blank. Too many buildings. But anyways, so this journey is what I'm excited the most to get rid of. I am so tired of trekking all the way across the map to get to the dungeon. And I'm going to destroy this finally. I hit this thing every single time I come through this way. And I would really like to stop doing that. So let's quickly dismantle this. Let's continue. So things like trekking across the map to get to the desert, tired of it. Things like having to fall down the elevator in order to get to the cavern level to fight the queen bee, I hate that too. So this is honestly, all of this is just a convenience thing. It's also going to make it a whole lot easier for us to get through. Oh no, I did not mean to kill those fairies. It's just gonna make it easier for us to traverse the land during hard mode as well. That's why I wanted to do it before hard mode started and we beat the wall of flesh. I think I was talking earlier about the jungle biome being corrupted. I think that might be what I was talking about. Now, hopefully, fingers crossed, will she sell it to us? Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. We're gonna have to get the hairstylist for her. The angler doesn't give us a chance to buy things, so it's not gonna work. We could possibly put a slime over here, and that might help us eventually. What I will do, oh actually it's not really gonna help us because I don't think you can pylon from a base. But so there's NPCs that we need that I will get off camera after this video. The arms dealer needs to move in. I need to find the hairstylist. I think that might be the only two that we're missing at the moment. Oh, and the golfer, who I need to get from the underground desert. So those things I'll have to make sure I get those NPCs moved in. But thankfully, things are a lot easier now with this sword. And so we're gonna be just fine. That means that I can start working on my base and get this a little bit more organized for the future. That's gonna be a great chance for us to really develop the land and get used to it. So I see them down here. Oh, and what a way to end the episode. We have a goblin army approaching us from the east. So that should be this side over here. But I will say there have been plenty of times where it says goblins approaching from the east and it doesn't actually seem to be from the east. They just come from whichever direction they want to. I'm kind of thinking we try to fight them in the arena. This is gonna be the best bet for us in terms of the damage we can do. But I'm actually ready for this goblin army. I think this is gonna be just fine. Here they come. And we are not worried about them whatsoever. We got the poison flask on, so it's gonna do some poison damage, especially to the strong ones. Now the difference between our first attempt at the goblin army and this one, we were relatively successful against the first goblin army that we fought against, but even this is destroying. This is the leaps and bounds better than we were the first time. I don't think these guys are gonna drop compasses, unfortunately. It's like the one item that I need. I really shouldn't say need, it's one item I want. It's gonna clear up some inventory space. Oh, but we could make a void bag. That's actually a necessity. We need a void bag so that we can get better about our inventory space. That'll be really nice. So now the goblin army is getting a little bit easier. We actually got a banner. I don't know if you guys saw it. I'll have to put that down because the banners are gonna come in handy big time against, especially the event monsters. Let's see. We'll have to see. I don't even know which ones are the goblin warriors. I think it's the big guys, I would guess. It's definitely not the archers. Is it this guy? Yeah. So the big guys are the goblin warriors, and I feel like that did a decent amount of damage. We went out of the zone for the second one that we killed. Oh yeah. That is a significant difference in the damage done. We can also now do more damage to the archers. So let's heal real quick and let's drop a banner down. Kind of a minefield over here of sorcerers shooting at us. And that was the easiest goblin army ever. We took care of those guys. Goblin sorcerers, we've only fought 33 of them. Or we've only killed 33 of them, I should say. We actually got 3 out of, I think, 5 goblin enemies. But that was a quick goblin army fight. So now we have 3 banners. That's going to help us the next time we fight it. It's going to be even easier. Believe it or not. Oh, Abigail's flower. This is the ghost, right? Nice. That was actually from the last goblin invasion. Oh, it said a goblin thief. All right, well, with that, I think that was a great way to end the episode. If you've enjoyed this video, feel free to like it, subscribe to the channel for more. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope we'll see you guys in the next episode. And remember to always be on your Bulbasaur's best.